finally begun. This all started nearly 20 years ago from the broadcast of the Medical A-Team, the undisputed kings of Health Talk Radio. Favorite family dentist Dr. Marlon B. Jackson and favorite family physician Dr. Millard J. Collier. And the legend continues. You are invited to call right now at 404-622-4444 and ask your medical questions because your health is important. And now, Doctors Marlon B. Jackson and Millard J. Collier.
Survival. Only the strong can survival. Only the strong can survive. It's called survival. And only the strong can survive. It's called survival. In order to stay alive, it's called survival. 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 Survival.
Look out, peeps on WYZE, telling you about the Hip Hop Doc Posse. Dr. M.J. Collier, I'm your family physician. Please allow me a moment to dedicate my mission. The original Hip Hop Doc, don't you deny it. Check out my curriculum vitae, I can surely supply it. Trying to take my name, sir, don't even try it. I've been curing ills for years before you even died it. Live in the studios, WYZE. Tune in and dial up if you have a question for me. I can understand why you tried to be me. A hip-hop doc is the bomb and the best as far as the eye can see. I'll be keeping it real, making it plain, keeping you healthy, free of pain. Discussing topics, real no jive, putting it down to keep you alive. I don't mean to brag or even boast. I am your medical doctor and your radio host. I am the original hip-hop doc.
That sounds sweet. Say it again.
I am the hip-hop doc.
One more time.
The original hip-hop doc.
That's right.
I'll be keeping it real, making it plain, keeping you healthy, free of pain. Discussing topics, real no jive, putting it down to keep you alive. I don't mean to brag or even boast. I am your medical doctor and your radio host. The original hip-hop doc. I am the hip-hop doc. The original hip-hop doc.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Yes, we do be keeping it real and making it plain, keeping you healthy, free of pain, discussing topics real, and I do mean real, with no jive, putting it down to keep you alive. And for those of you tuning in for the first time, welcome. The reason why you tuned in, because you realize, like everybody else, that your health is important. It's the most important thing that you have. If you don't have your health, you can't enjoy your family. You can't enjoy your significant other. You can't enjoy anything. If you don't believe me, go ask some of these billionaires that are in hospices or they're in their own house, and they'd give up all that just to have their health so they can walk around and be normal. Well, have y'all survived the Irma hurricane, which turned into a tropical storm up here in Atlanta? I knew it was coming. Okay, there was about 10 years ago when there was a hurricane down in the Gulf or something like that. I said, okay, well, those people on the ocean, on the beach areas, they're going to get hit. But boy, the hurricane got feet and it came all the way up here and caused a lot of destruction. So that's why when I see a hurricane, I think about the possibilities of a hurricane coming, or at least the tropical storm part coming up this way. And for the next day or two, please be wary of those trees. We did have a heavy rain, and I know a lot of people see a lot of trees falling down. They will continue to fall for another day or two. Give the ground a chance to soak up all of the wetness. All right, well, we have a great show going for you today. We have a special guest that's going to tell us how to eat badly and live short. Oh, I got that wrong, didn't I? All right, Dr. MJ Carter, how you doing today? Why don't you introduce
I'm
our
doing
guest?
wonderfully. Dr. Marlon Stinger B. Jackson, co-host of the longest-running radio talk show, the Your Health is Important broadcast. We are live in the studios of 1480 WYZE. Dr. MJ Carter, your family physician. Our special guest today, and we had a chance to meet this young lady over the weekend at our health fair. The Champs Health Fair was a resounding success. Dr. Marlon Jackson was checking all your teeth, and Dr. Carter was doing everything else. So we had a great program going. But we had a chance to meet an astonishing, outstanding example of good health. Her organization is called Eat Better, Live Better. Her name is Debra Tendrich. She's the CEO and founder, and this is the key. This lady is the poster girl. Not only does she
Miss Florida, by the way.
She does what she does. Yeah, she's a refugee right now from Florida. And so that's how we started the conversation. But she had a very interesting story. She had issues with her weight. She decided she wanted to get healthy, and she did it naturally. And now she is the poster girl for good health. Her organization, once again, Eat Better, Live Better. And she decided she wanted to stop this problem before it began. And that's by addressing it in young people, going to the kids. So her organization addresses childhood obesity. Ms. Tendrich, how are you today?
I'm amazing, thank you.
Yes, you are. Tell us about you again. Give everybody the 30-second introduction to who you are.
Okay, so I was an obese child and became an obese adult. And in 2013, I lost 70 pounds. And so after I lost 70 pounds, I also did the transformation with my daughter, who's now 8 years old. But I had to get her on a healthy diet with myself. So I got rid of her borderline ADHD with proper nutrition. And even recently, I got rid of dairy out of her diet and got rid of all of her sinus problems. So you can actually use food for medicine. So you can eat to fight disease instead of feed it. And now I have a program because I realize everyone out there is just talking to kids, but no one's making permanent change in the community. So I designed a program that basically transforms the kids' minds and the families' minds into realizing health is affordable, it's reasonable, and it's something you could do on a day-to-day basis.
Okay. Well, one thing that we talked about before the broadcast is, because I know a lot of listeners out there are interested, especially when we talk about one of the reasons children get obese is, improper nutrition and lack of activity, but eating a lot of sweets. And you said that children can get off of sweets, and I wanted the listeners to know about that right away. How can you get people off sweets?
Well, one of the biggest sweet killers out there is soda. So one tip for parents that I always give out is if you usually have soda or juice with every meal, make your whole family agree to take 1 glass of water before 1 glass of soda. Because by the time you're done with that 1 glass of water and then that glass of soda, most likely instead of refilling on soda, you're going to be full of liquids and you're not going to want that second glass of soda. And then you start weaning it out. So now the next week you do 2 glasses of water before the soda, and eventually you learn how not to drink the soda with dinner. And for the dessert, you have to make sure all the vegetables are eaten first, then the meat, and then I'm vegan, so I don't eat meat, so my protein would be beans or quinoa or something like that. But if you do like meat, it would be a nice clean meat after you eat the vegetables, and then after all the healthy things are eaten, then you can have a dessert. Mm-hmm. But if you use smaller plates, then you don't fill them up as much either. So it's a lot more helpful. But my daughter, when I got rid of the sweets, the first month is very difficult for kids, just like an adult getting off coffee or carbohydrates. So the first month is very difficult. You do have the mood swings, you do have the grumpiness, you do have the complaining, but after a month or two, all of that goes away, and then you just basically saved your kid's life with suffering with their whining for like a month or two.
All right.
Suffering with that whining for a month or two. All right, that's exactly right, because you literally have to detoxify these children because they've been orientated to high-fat diets, a lot of fried foods, a lot of fast food, and sugary drinks. And sugary drinks are just, the key. We can get them off the sugary drinks, but you said something very important. Sometimes people say, well, oh, no, we don't have sugary drinks in our house. We use juice. And some of these juices have as much or more fructose in them than some of the sodas do. So other than water, and water, again, the universal solvent, we greatly appreciate and endorse it. But if you're recommending something to drink other than water, what do you recommend?
I've been on this kombucha drink, which you can get at Publix or the Whole Foods, and it actually has turmeric, and it's a really natural probiotic drink. So it actually helps with fighting disease and helping with inflammation. I like the turmeric one. The other ones I don't really care for the taste as much. Or you can do natural juicing with. If you are really into juice, you can just eat the fruit. I mean, that's so much better than, that's a natural way of eating or drinking juice, is just eat the fruit. Or you can get a juicer and you can juice your own vegetables and make smoothies, because smoothies is a really great way to get kids to like vegetables. So you could start off with one little scoop of spinach and then more vegetables, and every day add a little bit extra spinach or kale or different vegetables until your kids can appreciate the taste and not realize a subtle change. And one other thing that is actually creating a problem with kids is the association, which we touched on too before the show, between good foods and good feelings. There's none there. Ever since you're a child, you're always associating good feelings with bad foods. You know, birthday parties, you get cake, you go to the doctor, get a shot, and you get a lollipop. Dr. Collier, do you do that?
I do. Well, actually, I use stickers now.
Okay, good. But reassociating those feelings, those good feelings with good foods, is really important for the transition of becoming healthy too. You need to be able to take those same experiences and start associating great experiences with good, healthy foods, and then it'll also make your transition a lot easier.
Well, you know, I'm sure while you're imparting this wonderful information to our listeners, the listeners are probably under the influence of those sugar demons. And they're like, I'm eating right now while she's talking about it. But I can tell you right now, if you could see the pictures of Miss Tendrich, the before and now, it's like, wow, okay? And ladies, I'm telling you, it's possible. It's possible. Tell them about the dramatic change you had in your weight. How long did it take for you to lose? How many pounds?
70 pounds.
70 pounds. What size outfit?
I was a size 16.
Sweet 16.
And I'm only 5'1". So for women, you can kind of take that into perspective. I'm pretty short, bite size now. Before I was a jumbo size and a bite size height.
Okay, all right.
Do you know what your BMI was? Do you know what your BMI was during that time?
I was 46%.
Okay, now, and obese is over 35, so 46%. You were hunka burning love.
hunka burning love, okay.
Yeah, I was the president of the Chub Club.
All right. Well, okay, well, tell us more about that experience, about the weight loss, and as you begin to lose it, what made you have the fortitude to keep it up until you reached your target weight loss?
So what's one thing that I think is very interesting is even if you're overweight, doesn't mean you're unhappy. So I was one of those people who were overweight, but I was very happy. And as I started losing weight, not necessarily the weight loss did it, but hitting new milestones and new achievements every day with my transformation and with my ability to do things in life that I wasn't sure or even capable of before, created a new level of happiness almost every day. So when I thought I could cap out at happy, when I did my transformation, the biggest impact it did was not only did I inspire others, because change inspires change, and the more change you create, the more change you inspire, but I found new levels of happy within myself that I didn't even know existed. Mm-hmm. And so that's really what kept me going on, the inspiration I gave others, and then my finding new levels of happy.
All right. Well, it's an interesting story, and listeners, I'm sure you may have some other questions that Dr. Collier or myself, Dr. Jackson, are not asking Ms. Tendrich today. 404-622-4444. 404-622-4444. Your health is important. You have myself, Dr. Marlon Jackson, along with
Dr. M.J. Collier, your family physician, and our special guest, Miss Debra Tendrich now. And she, again, her organization is Eat Better, Live Better, and it focuses on the epidemic of childhood obesity. And her website is eblb.org, and you can get a lot of good information. And, of course, they're seeking support, sponsorships, partnerships with anybody. If you need somebody to come to your community and your church organization, your school, to talk about childhood obesity that walks the walk and talks the talk, it's like a doctor that's overweight is smoking cigarettes but telling you to eat better and stop smoking. When you got somebody that has had success with the program, and her success has been dramatic, and you can hear the passion in her voice when she's talking about it, but she's also very knowledgeable. She's not just saying, oh, do this and do this. She has, good evidence-based outcomes. And one of the things that you talked about was ADHD and how other childhood illnesses, all these kids now being diagnosed with this, and this is a big problem. Also, other diseases such as asthma. So changing the food, food is
Eczema.
Fuel. Eczema, exactly.
I mean, every basically even cancer and cardiovascular disease. I know a pediatric cardiologist who's doing triple bypasses on 16-year-olds now.
And they do autopsies on 5-year-olds, and they find that they have cholesterol plaquing already because they're starting on this fast food younger and younger. As soon as they can put a French fry in their mouth, they're making regular stops to McDonald's. And again, it has been proven that the French fries are literally as addictive as some of your controlled substances are, your drugs. So there's a reason the kids want to go. One, the excellent marketing job they do to kids. They give a toy with every meal, so it's like Christmas. So the kids want to get the Happy Meals. But then as well, the foods are literally addictive. They cause a serotonin response. It makes the kids feel good. It tastes good. They like it and they want more and they can't get enough of it. So I love when you talked about detoxing them and dealing with their whining for a month. May take a little longer, parents, but you must be strong to get that done.
That month or two of whining is a lot less invasive than going to a doctor once a week and taking your children to a doctor once a week or watching them having a heart attack at 25, and that you caused that by feeding them these bad foods.
Yeah, I always say that the person that goes to the grocery store and prepares the food is responsible for the nutrition and health of everybody that's living in the house. So you can't say, well, they only eat this, because if you're buying it, I don't know, most of these kids can't get in the car and drive. They're 5 or 6, so they can't go to the grocery store and buy these foods. So if you're bringing junk into the house, they're eating the junk that you're bringing, even though they may be requesting it. But if you offer healthy alternatives, particularly fruits and vegetables, I don't know a kid that doesn't like grapes, plums, peaches. They'll nibble on those just as much as they will candy, suckers, now or later, as they say, and I'm trying to think of this thing that my kids love. It's like gummy worm, gummy everything, which is also bad for the teeth, Dr. Jackson says. So we want to hear your answer to this conversation. I know you have questions, you have children, you have grandchildren. 404-622-4444. Give us a call right now.
So, what's interesting, too, is I went to my daughter's school for lunch, because that's a big issue is the school lunches. It's not always even just what a lot of the kids' only meal is from the school. A lot of kids go hungry and they go to school, and then the only meal they have isn't even a healthy, sustainable meal for their life. So I take my daughter's lunch to school on her lunch break, and I sit down with her. And these kids have fried mozzarella sticks and marinara sauce. Up to the school standards, the fried mozzarella sticks are considered a grain and a protein because they're breaded and the cheese. Mm-hmm. Even though they're fried and cheese is nothing but, a heart attack in a fried roll.
And the marinara sauce.
It's considered a vegetable. And tomatoes a fruit. So I do not get their reasoning. But if the schools are feeding the kids that, and then at home they can't get anything nutritious or don't eat at all, it's almost like their kids are doomed. So we have to do something, and access to fresh fruits and vegetables is scarce in a lot of communities.
So your weight loss story is relatively recent, and your passion for this, how long have you been doing the Eat Better, Live Better program?
A year and a half.
A year and a half. So it's also in its corporate infancy. But I'm telling you, this is a good cause, and this is something that you definitely need to, because we need these sorts of resources, this sort of information, because everybody wants to do the right thing, but there are not a lot of good resources and places to go to get, well, if I shouldn't feed my kids this, what should I feed them? That's the question I get all the time. And, instead of just saying go to the internet or, eat healthy, don't eat fried foods, etc., you're giving much better information for those. And of course, on your website, which is eblb.org, you can get a lot of this information and reach out and touch this organization. Go to your cell phones, go to your smartphones, go to your computers, and say, I want to find out about eating better and living better.
And they can email with personal questions too. And I have nutritionists, clinical psychologists that work for me that can help with tips on forming a healthy habit. If you want to do a recipe exchange, like you have a favorite meal that's unhealthy, they can send us that meal and we'll show them a healthier way to cook it. So there's a lot of different things that we do. Actually, I'm working on starting my program now up here in Georgia. And part of our programming is people don't know how to shop healthy. People don't know how to read nutritional labels. So we do food tours at farmers markets and grocery stores. We teach parents and advocates of the community how to read nutritional labels and how to become advocates And people don't realize like how much it affects the community, from student dropout rates to crime to early onset puberty. These girls are overdeveloping way too fast from these foods. We have depression, anxiety, bullying. 60% of bullying is from body image. So all of these community-based issues and all types of medical conditions are directly related to something that we could prevent at home.
This adolescent angst that so many kids are going through now, particularly with the social media, because they are not, the perfect size sixes. And, this is a big problem. But it all starts, again, their attitudes, anxiety, depression, just feeling good so they can feel good and be good. We have that issue. So we want to make sure that you're capturing that information. So give us a call right now, 404-622-4444. We are live in the studios of 1480 WYZE. This is your talk show, and we know this is the People Show. Some of our regular listeners want you to call in right now. We have a great studio guest in-house, and she's a ready reference for health, nutrition, weight loss advice, how to deal with kids who might be diagnosed with ADHD and treating them naturally. Food is the best medicine. It has always been, always will be. And doesn't cost you any more than your regular foods would, versus I think the standard price now for the average prescription that's branded is $300 a month. And nobody can afford that. So if you have an alternative to get healthy, don't wait until you're already diabetic and you had that amputation, because this information is not just for kids. It's good for kids, but it's for everybody in the house to stay healthy.
Yeah, because you never see a 6-year-old with the shopping cart and the credit card buying the groceries. So we want to arm the kids with the knowledge by teaching. My first graders know how to read a nutritional label when they leave me. My first graders' parents know how to read a nutritional label when they leave me, because their kids go home and teach their parents. Wow. But we also have workshops for the parents that the kids might not have access to our program because we're not in their community center yet. So we do things for everyone. And like I said, we're an open resource for any parent, for any grandparent, for any teacher, for any community leader that just has a question or a concern about a student, a child, a relative, themselves. We answer all questions. And you can actually email me directly at Debra, Debra, at eblb.org. Call me anytime, 678-428-3370, or you can contact me off the contact list off of my website, eblb.org. And if the answers to your questions aren't on the website, I have the answers, or I have someone in my team who can answer it. We'd love to help.
So there's not a single disease state that does not benefit from healthy eating. There's not a single disease state that is not negatively impacted by eating poorly. So if you have chronic diseases, high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, depression, fatigue, osteoarthritis, all of those things that are not a part of aging, but we try to accept as that, you can always improve and or even eradicate these diseases by what you eat. You are what you eat. And as Dr. Jackson and I, we have a whole show concept on garbage in, garbage out. And so we're going to kind of incorporate some of these new things from healthy living, healthy eating, and bring that forward to you. And we're going to stay in constant contact with you so that we can keep our listeners healthy.
I would love that. Yeah, I'm always available.
All right. We still have a couple more minutes. We'd love to hear from you, the listeners. I mean, you can call us if you want to know about childhood obesity, if you're a woman and you need that willpower to know that you can drop from a size 16 down to a size 3. That is just phenomenal. And I can tell you it makes a difference, because she had a picture. She was showing these with them scrubs that you had on, but they had the pants that where you tie them up. Mm-hmm. Well, it looked like you could fit 2.5 of you in those pants. So the weight loss, it was for real. You said it took about 8 months.
8 months. People see the picture and they actually think that I'm lying, because they think 8 months for that big of a difference is impossible. But I actually lost 1 to 2 pounds a week on a steady, consistent basis, and that means I didn't quit on myself. I just kept it up, and I was able to get to my ideal weight within 8 months. And your transformation can happen within a year. It can happen within 6 months, depending on your goal. You just have to stay consistent with yourself. And people always ask me, what about a cheat day? Well, I never thought it was great to be a cheater on myself or anyone. So considering that, the cheat day is almost like, well, would you take a teaspoon of Lysol, and drink that? It's almost like poisoning yourself. Why would you want to poison yourself? Just stay consistent, get to your goal. if you were for your business, for your office, you're going to make conscious, great business decisions with every small decision because you don't want malpractice, you don't want to lose money, you want to stay profitable.
Absolutely.
And that's the same thing with every meal you eat. You have to look at every meal like a small life or business decision so you keep your progress. Instead of one huge diet, look at each meal and every bite, every topping to everything as one small life decision so you can treat your life just like your business and keep progressing and have a great uphill. You don't want an uphill battle. You want to get the results.
404-622-4444. Give us a call right now. We're talking about healthy eating, healthy living, childhood obesity, and how to treat almost any disease process by changing what you're eating. 404-622-4444. Dr. M.J. Collier, your family physician, along with
Dr. Marlon Jackson and our studio guest for the day, the phenomenal, the most transformational Debra Tendrich. Before I asked her to give her contact information again, we all know that nutrition is only going to happen if you've got a good dentition to work with. If you only got one or two teeth in your mouth, or you've got a bunch of decay, or you have severe gum disease and your teeth are loose, you can't eat some of the foods that I'm sure Ms. Tendrich may suggest. So that is why a lot of people run to the fast food place so they can get the soft food so that they can almost swallow it as soon as they put it in their mouth, when they really should chew their food between 12 and 20 times so they can have a bolus of food versus the whole food going down into your digestive system. Ms. Tendrich, give them your contact information again, please.
Sure. So my website is eblb.org. Again, eblb.org. That stands for Eat Better, Live Better. You can email me at Debra, Debra, at eblb.org. I respond to every email within 24 hours, and I return every phone call within 24 hours. 678-428-3370. Again, 678-428-3370.
Well, you might be put to the test today because I see a lot of people, just because they haven't called, that means they listen intently. There's some good information out there.
They're writing down my info.
Right. Well, you know why? Some of them write a little slow. Why don't you give your contact information one more time?
Okay, eblb.org is my website. Debra, Debra, at eblb.org is the email, and my cell, you can call me anytime, is 678-428-3370, 678-428-3370. And if I can't answer the question, someone on my team can.
All right. And by the way, just in case, if you wanted to find out, she also has a lot of experience in radio, Dr. Collier. I mean, I'm impressed. She has a radio show. Can you tell the listeners, if they want to see some of your topics, where to go?
Yeah, my website, you can actually look on my website, and I have under the About, there's the Debra Tendrich Show. You can look at every single radio show I have. We've touched on several topics related to health, so you can probably find something that you'd be interested in looking at, from nutrition to fighting the problem in food deserts in the community. So there's so many different topics, and if you have a topic you want me to touch on and focus a whole segment on it, you can also reach out and let me know so I can definitely add that to our Rolodex.
All right. One thing I wanted to ask you, because you said something, you just had a birthday not that long ago. How did you get a cake? Or tell me, seeing how you don't eat sweets, how did they celebrate your birthday?
So I told them, whatever we do, I do not want a cake. So they actually chopped up watermelon and put it in a big bowl and stuck candles in the watermelon slices. They brought out the watermelon slices just like a cake. We blew out the candles saying happy birthday, passed around the bowl instead of the cake, and didn't cut slices. We pulled out chunks of watermelon and ate it. And I'm telling you, we were all laughing, joking, blew out the candles, saying happy birthday. Nobody at the end of the night missed not having a cake.
Did they put any vodka in that before they cut the watermelon? 404-622-4444, live in the studios of 1480 WYZE, talking to you about nutrition, childhood obesity, how to be a lean, mean fighting machine. We want to get your information out there, but remember, go to that website, eblb.org. All that information is there. She has the archived information. So a lot of your questions that you have, and she says that she will answer any email within 24 hours. That's much better than Dr. Collier does. Oh. So I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah. And thank you so much. I just want to give a quick kudos to the ladies of Auburn. They represented Dr. Jackson well at the health fair. They gave tours of the mouth. A tour of the mouth is like getting a virtual look at your mouth without the doctor kind of coming in. And if you want that, we do offer that at Auburn Dental Care. You can call my office right now and tell them, hey, I want a tour of my mouth.
Not a virtual tour. It's actually your mouth.
You're right.
That's
you're right.
They use these fiber optic instruments to go inside your mouth, and you're looking at your mouth directly.
Well, I want to thank you both for having me, and I want everyone to remember to eat to fight disease and not feed it. So I really appreciate you guys.
Like that. Say that again.
Eat to fight disease, don't feed it. And I just want to thank you guys so much for having me and giving me the opportunity to fight childhood obesity through your radio station.
All right. Well, we know that your health is important, and we always stress for people to eat better so that you can live better. Dr. Collier, take us out.
All right, this brings to a close this episode of the Your Health is Important radio broadcast, brought to you every second and fourth Wednesdays at 12:30 on 1480 AM WYZE, the longest running interactive healthcare forum that allows you, the
Over
listener,
25 years
to call in and ask your healthcare questions. Why, Dr. Jackson?
Because
Your health is